You don't need perfect gear to make a great video. You need clean audio, simple lighting, and a plan. I'll show you how to film, edit, add B-roll, and even add captions. I'm Chris, and this is a simple budget-aware path for you to get started. We'll build a beginner kit, set up lighting and audio, edit fast, and even learn how to turn one video into many. Start with this thought in mind: information beats fancy gear most of the time. Viewers usually forgive average visuals, but they'll leave if the audio is bad or the pacing is slow. So for your idea, figure out what works best for you. Outline your idea, write a script, do bullet points, use a teleprompter, or even read from your screen. That's actually what I'm doing right now. And if you're comfortable on camera, pull out your phone and hit record while you have the idea in mind. But for most of us, record in short lines. And after you're recording, you can remove all the long pauses, ums, and buts, and even re-record when you need to. So tighten up your video, add captions, and post it. Then repeat next week. And remember, it's about the information and not how cool you look on screen. You'll usually improve a lot more by doing and not waiting to be perfect. Your phone's a great camera, but add these 3 things when you're recording: a lavalier mic, small LED, and any kind of mount or tripod. For your microphone, if you're on a budget, there's tons of cheap wired lavs that you can find online. But in my opinion, a wireless lav is going to be a smart investment. Some good entry-level brands are going to be Comica or Boya. For a step up, RØDE mics are going to be a good premium brand. So when you're recording your videos, remember audio first. Pick a quiet spot, remember to turn off any fans or AC, and make sure to record a 10-second test before you start your video. And if you're wanting to record at your desk or computer, Yeti condenser mics are a great, affordable, high-quality brand to start with. They'll also help remove some of the background noise automatically. When you're recording, make sure you check your audio levels, make sure you're not in the red or peaking. Otherwise, it's going to take away from the quality. So if you can only upgrade one thing right now, upgrade your audio. And for lighting, one small LED panel or even a bright window can work. Soft light is going to be your friend. And if you want a little bit fancier lighting, use a 3 or 4 point lighting setup. Start with your main light, set it about 45 degrees off to one side and above eye level. Then add a slight fill light if you want it to be a little softer. Then adding a hair light behind you will help add a little bit more separation. For style, add a colored splash light behind you that'll add a little bit more pop to your video. My favorite thing to do is to have a quick and easy desk setup so I can come sit down and hit record. I have 2 mounted LED lights on my desk. I have 1 large LED panel that I use for other projects set up behind me as my hair light. And I have this cool little colorful LED behind me that I can change the colors of. I also found a high quality cheap webcam called the ObzoBot that I have on an arm so I can drop it down on my screen a little bit. If you really want an entry-level camera to use for photography or vlogging, the Sony ZV-1F is a great entry-level camera so you can record on the fly. But otherwise, just use your phone until you're ready to upgrade. So how do you get started with editing video, and what should you use? On your phone, CapCut, KineMaster Pro, or iMovie are great apps for your phone. Trim and tighten up clips, make sure the brightness and contrast is good to go. Bump up the color a tad, and increase the sound a little bit so people don't have to turn up their volume. On desktop, Premiere Pro is going to be the gold standard for editing video on your computer. It's going to give you the most control of your video clips, color, audio, graphics, and how you export your video. And for recording on your computer, whether you're recording from a webcam or even recording your screen, there's an awesome free program called OBS Studio. And if you're going to be doing a lot of screen capturing, there's a great program called Camtasia that lets you add extra cursor and sound effects and even edit right there in the program. So when you're editing on your computer, remember to organize your content first. Footage, project file, B-roll, music, graphics, and even a folder for exports. It'll save you tons of headache later. So when you're editing, tighten everything up as much as possible. Remove all those ums and long pauses. So when you're recording, you can record in short lines and stitch them together later. Now, a good rule of thumb when you're trying to create an engaging video is have a new visual beat every 3 to 5 seconds. It's wild that if you watch any movie or any premium made videos, you'll notice that the shot changes almost every 3 to 5 seconds on the dot. And you can do this by adding B-roll, pop-ups on the screen, and even simply just like punching in and punching out to create some more engagement. For color correction and audio, I recommend doing this right at the beginning or right at the end. You can add an adjustment layer in Premiere Pro, fix the brightness, white balance, and contrast. For audio, make sure it's loud enough but not too loud. In Premiere Pro, I like to use a simple tool called a hard limiter, where you can increase the decibels, but also limit how loud it gets, so it's not peaking or causing any distortion. So add B-roll after your main cut is done and your video is tightened up. Here you can figure out what B-roll you need to get or shoot yourself. You can even simply add screenshots, photos, or even creating a simple slide is fine. If you're adding music to the background, make sure it's low and not distracting from what you're saying. And if you're posting to social media, remember to use licensed stock footage, or even better, add music from the social media app itself, and that will typically help give it a small reach boost by using trending music. So for stock B-roll music and captions, there's tons of affordable stock music and B-roll libraries out there. Two of my favorite stock library subscriptions are Storyblocks and Envato Elements. Both of these have music, B-roll, After Effects templates, graphics, and sound effects, which are worth the investment if you're planning to make a lot of videos. Adding B-roll really helps with the pacing and maintaining engagement and telling your story. Remember, if you add music, make sure to keep it low and it doesn't fight your voice. And last but not least, add captions to your video. I love to use Opus Clip. It can help add some cool customization to your captions, or simply just use in-app captioning to save you some time. When you're making your videos, consider making one long main video that's broken down into chapters. And each chapter should solve one small problem. Write a rough draft of your main one long video, then have ChatGPT help you break it down into chapters. And try to have each one of these chapters open with a strong hook so you can break this down into a bunch of small short social videos. And now you can even turn your script into a blog and post your main video on that page. That's how you can turn one long-ended video into multiple pieces of content. Batch your filming and editing and even scheduling to save you the most time and get the most out of your content. That means using the pillar content method, where you cut your long video up into multiple shorts, or simply just record multiple different videos in one sitting. And for most platforms now, you can actually schedule your videos to go out over a long period of time. But even better, try to find a scheduling tool that fits within your budget. One of my favorites is called Metricool. It's a really affordable social media scheduling and analytics tool that not only lets you schedule your videos across multiple social channels, but it also allows you to have multiple businesses on your account and see detailed analytics, such as where people are watching or how long they watch for, and being able to note where viewers might drop off or lose engagement. So post about 10 videos, then review your analytics, and see what videos and sections you might need to improve next time. Remember, it's about improvement and not perfection. So the best tips for getting started with a video are to start recording with your phone. Remember, audio first, having at least one light beats having no light, edit tight, and try to have new beats every 3 to 5 seconds to maintain engagement. Add captions, repurpose with the pillar content method, and remember, it's about the information and not you. So keep it simple, keep it helpful, and keep posting. So if you've got any video production help or questions, please drop them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. I'll actually be doing a deep dive into each one of these sections in future videos. So hit subscribe and I'll see you on the next tutorial, and happy creating, everyone.